Hi, I'm Richard Rooney. I'm the owner, founder of Bogart's Jewelers. I've been in the jewelry business for 42 years, but I started Bogart's 30 years ago. I was on the road as a salesman selling, and then I decided to get into the retail part of it. And my son,
Hi, I'm AJ. I'm the second generation here at Bogart Jewelers. I'm a graduate gemologist from GIA. I also got a Bachelor of Business Administration at Memorial University here in Newfoundland. And I've currently been hanging around my dad my whole life, being around the office, but I've officially been here part-time for the past 10 years and full-time the past probably 4 or 5 years.
That's really beautiful. And for those who are lucky enough to work with their family, with their parents, can you just kind of give us a little bit of a inkling into what it's been like, the amount of knowledge, the amount of wisdom you've been able to obviously pick up from your dad? How has that been, learning from your father?
Oh, it's been great. He's taught me a lot over the years. We bounce ideas off each other all the time. We always talk to each other, communicate. He's taught me the ins and outs of the business, how to do stuff, how to work with people, how to buy, how to sell. It's been good. Yeah.
and Carl, the GIA taught you more about
And GIA, yes, my graduate gemology degree definitely taught me lots about diamonds and gemstones, and especially as a young person in the industry, it definitely helps a lot. People gain your trust more. You're more knowledgeable. You can sell more. You can buy better. It's a great asset for sure.
That's amazing. And when you talk about working with your father and learning from your father, what would you say is the kind of foundation that you're carrying forward, but also what is the vision, your vision for the future? So how do you kind of marry what's been established versus, you know, the new ideas and the new landscape? And obviously things are changing in the business world and people are moving online and things are being done very differently, and technologies, you know, evolved leaps and bounds since that time. So how do you see that juncture kind of working together?
For sure. Two things my dad's always taught me was, one, having the right inventory, doing your reorders, looking at what's selling, your top sellers, making sure it's in stock all times. And number two is customer service. In our industry, customer service is you need to have superior customer service and treat everyone top notch. And I think if you do both those things, that's a great foundation. And that's, I think, the main foundation that my dad's laid out for me is, and even now we're just transitioning a little bit to more online sales. We're building that online reputation and brand, and it's helping with their in-store business as well, because people are looking online first, shopping online, but they still want to come in store and have that customer service experience, especially with the big ticket item.
Mm-hmm. You talked about your father teaching you the importance of having that inventory and, you know, being prepared and having all of that in store. What would you say, you know, you probably have your eye on things in your own way. What would you say that are some of the top brands that you've been following, or up and coming kind of things that you might want to kind of give us an inkling into what we should be keeping our eyes on?
Well, first of all, I'd like to say we're the top brand in our stores. It's Bogart's. You walk into our stores, you see Bogart's, Bogart's, Bogart's. And we do have some big brands there.
But over the past few years, we've definitely been transitioning into our own brand. We want to build our own brand. We don't want to build someone else's brand as much. We've been pushing Bogart's engagement, Bogart's diamonds, Bogart's custom. Really trying to really push our own brand, and it's been working for us. People love sharing their Bogart stories with us online. If you look at our social media, it's all filled with Bogart's engagement. So it's not filled with brand engagements. It's all about Bogart's. That's what we're.
That means that there's a designing component that then has been evolving with the brand and with the company over the years. And do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure.
Very much so. The most of what we sell today in engagement rings, and I'm sure a lot of people do, is custom engagement rings. It might be just a minor alteration, but it could be just something right out of blue. We're working on a couple right now. We're shaking our head and we're saying, she wants that type thing. Well, if she wants it, we'll make it. We're happy to do anything. And we do it on a regular basis.
Yeah, you dream it, we create it. We have 2 in-house designers right now. We have 3 in-house goldsmiths. We could use more if we can get them, because we're doing custom. We're doing a lot of it here locally under the Bogart's brand.
Amazing. That's really, really beautiful. And as I ask the questions, if you feel like you have anything that is on hand or you might want to show off, feel free to kind of like bring that into the scene as well. So that's all up to you, but it's definitely an option if you like to.
The biggest thing I hear from my suppliers, no one reorders like we do. Every month we have buyers and we reorder our products every month. And right now, in the next 4 weeks, it will probably every week we'll be reviewing the products to make sure the items that have sold out, we have back in stock. The key to success is having the right inventory. And as I mentioned before, I was in the business before as a salesman on the road. And what I learned was you took inventory. If you sold it, you repeat it. If it didn't sell, you move it out. And that's what nothing has changed. It's just the way you do it today. You do it with computers, you're organized, and you do it on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. AJ, do you find that you're more gravitating towards like the social media component, seeing how you can attract and grow the brand that way? Would you say that you're more inclined towards the technological side of things?
For sure. Yeah, I know. When I got back from Carlsbad after my graduate gemology, we had a website. It was okay. It wasn't great. There was no e-commerce business being done. And we started a new website. Our social media following has grown tremendously. We got 26,000 followers on Facebook. I think just under 5,000 on Instagram. So for a local business, I feel like that's pretty good. We got a good following, and it helps with advertising. You just got this organic following. You post someone's engagement ring, you get messages saying, "Oh, I like that ring," and it just it's definitely something that should be leveraged in our business for sure.
Mm-hmm. And do you see like the potential for the future that growing as well, AJ? Do you see like you pushing that side even more?
100%, I do. I see it growing. But one thing I still find in our business, especially with engagement rings, you might sell the occasional one online. Maybe someone's outside of town, they don't have a jewelry store around them, but for the most part, people still like to browse online and come in store and have that personalized experience.
Of course, yeah, it's such a personal thing. You can't really trust just the internet to it, but it's a good engagement tool at least. Yeah,
for sure.
And you guys are coming up on 30-year anniversary, which is amazing. Congratulations. What does that mean to you as a company, as a brand?
Well, it means we survived, and while others haven't. There's very few independent jewelers out there today, and I'm part of the Canadian Jewelry Buying Group, and in the group, we see people closing their stores down, and there's no one to take over their business after they decide to retire.
Yeah.
We've been a big success story here in Newfoundland. We have 7 stores in the province of Newfoundland with a population of 500,000 people, and if you go downtown Toronto, that's a few blocks. That's all that is, or maybe a bit more than a few blocks. But we've been very successful in this market. Yeah, that's anything to add to that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people might be actually curious to know, COVID hit a lot of businesses in different ways. Some were able to transition, evolve, hold on. Some unfortunately, had to close shop for a bit or forever. It really depends on the situation. How was COVID for you guys? How did it affect how you do business, and how did you guys navigate that situation?
First of all, it was a shock. The biggest concern I had was, how are we going to pay the rent and the leases? And that was covered in a short period of time. The government did help out. The malls did help out. But we continue to stay open in the office. We literally, AJ himself and a couple other people would literally drive the purchases to the people's stores and deliver it, in the COVID season. We kept the office open to get some cash flow in to run the business. We did a lot more. That's when social media and online selling kind of took off a bit, but it's still not a big part of our business. It's part of our business, but not a big part. We thrived really once it people got back out buying. People, I guess, fell in love. Everyone will know that the engagement ring sales went up dramatically through COVID. You either fell in love, or the other side of it is you got divorced. I don't know, but I'm happy everyone fell in love because it was good for us, and I like that.
Yeah.
No, but we've always managed change, and change is happening every day, and we're changing with the times, and it's quite interesting because lab-grown diamonds has been the new one up and coming thing, and I was one of the first people to introduce lab-grown diamonds, and one would normally think that the younger generation would be the first one on that, but my son is a GIA graduate, and he was all about natural diamonds, but I'm all about doing business. And if my customer wants to buy that lab-grown diamond, I'll sell them that. If they want to buy that natural diamond, I'll sell them that. But there has been a trend towards lab-grown diamonds in our market because of the perceived value. I'll put it that way. They're getting more for their money, and it's a nicer product for their money.
So you are seeing that it has caught on properly.
Very much so.
Yeah. And AJ, how do you see that?
It's a part of the industry now. We're a jewelry store. We offer whatever the customer wants. We'll tell them the benefits, the pros, the cons, show them everything, and help them make the best decision for what they want. If they want a natural diamond, if they want a lab-grown diamond, if they want a moissanite, cubic zirconia, whatever they want, we'll educate them on the pros and cons and help them make their decision. But we feel like we offer customers everything.
Absolutely. So since all of this kind of pivoting that a lot of businesses have had to go through during COVID, post-COVID, would you say that you were able to evolve procedures, and what has kind of stuck around since some of the changes that happened? What have you seen as a beneficial kind of side to things? Did you find anything that evolved?
We did the classic procedures that most companies did. We put up the plexi shields, we had out the hand sanitizers. Most of that stuff is sort of faded away at this point. But I guess the main thing that we got out of COVID, I think, personally, was our online business, helping that. I think it helped take that to a whole new level and help the consumer feel easier about looking online, browsing online, buying online.
And can you talk a little bit about the marketing side with regards to the online component? Like, do you have an in-house team who handles the photography? How is the narrative? How do you shape the story of the brand, sort of?
Yeah, so we have 2 people here in-house in our head office that take care of the website and social media. One of the guys, he's a great photographer. He does all our photography. He's got an English degree. He's a great writer. He helps with our content. Then we have another guy who got a marketing degree I actually went to school with him. He's been a good friend of mine. He got a business degree in marketing. And so the 2 of them together, combined with some insight from myself, Dad, and everyone else here in the office, it's good marketing team we got put together.
Do you see that as being a component that every business into the future is going to have or need to have? Is that something that's kind of an unavoidable?
It's the most challenging thing there is a smaller independent jeweler, one store. The cost of doing that is big, and it's very difficult for a small store to have all of that marketing team behind them, if you would, because of the cost. There is a big cost to this. But
I know what a lot of stores are doing, a smaller operation. Maybe they might have somebody who works on the sales floor half the time and works on social media the other half of the time. Like a young girl in university or something. There's a lot of young people now that are good with iPhones, good at taking pictures. I know you can get a gem light box now for, I don't know, I can't remember what they cost me, around $1,000. You get that, and you can take some pretty good pictures for social media. So
right. Okay. So it's something you can do, if you don't have the capacity to hire someone, you can start on your own. If you have the capacity, you can hire someone on full time. Yeah, maybe we could talk a little bit about that, the component of working from home. Like, has that been possible as well? Or is it because that the nature of the business is so in person? Like, has it been possible to transition to any type of remote environment or not really?
Not really.
Not really. It's here in our office, a lot of stuff is hands-on with product merchandise stuff you can't really take home and work on. So other than our controller, I wouldn't say there's much that could be done from home in our business.
Some of these questions I'm just seeing that they're not really applicable, because I did ask you about like what brands do you see upcoming, but because you're focused on growing your own brand, it's not really something we really need to delve into.
Okay.
Unless you feel that there is that part of, the business that you do carry certain brands that, people would be drawn into the store. I don't know if there's any point in asking that question.
The two big brands that we have in our stores right now would be Swarovski and Pandora. And we don't want to be Swarovski and Pandora. That's a different product altogether. When it comes to engagement rings and whatever, we're not looking for a brand. We are the brand, and we can create it, we can make it, we can buy good, we can sell at a good price.
Yeah, like we just introduced a new line last month. We started our own Canadian diamond line, so we branded it Bogart's Canadian Diamonds. Yeah.
And I asked you about, are there any significant brands that you carry that you kind of mentioned that you do, but it looks like you're looking to transition into being known solely as the brand Bogart.
Yep.
Yeah, which is amazing. And what do you see as being some of the like next milestones or steps that you're taking in order to solidify that reputation and that your own brand?
Well, basically, we have plans on a new location in the near future, which will be bigger, and we'll expand on our office and repair end of it so we can perhaps do some customizing right here, more customizing of rings right here in the province. We do send a lot of work away to get done out of the province, but we're just so busy that we can't do it all ourselves, and we didn't work out, trying to get to work in. It's all good.
Amazing.
We just continue to do what we're doing, serving people properly in the market. When we talk to Consumer Choice Award winners, we've been Consumer Choice Award winner 10 years in a row, and we've been recognized in the malls for our sales per square footage and stuff like that. We're just continuing on with what we've been doing and looking for the new biggest thing and keep our ears open. And we go to shows, to network, to talk and see what's going on in the industry. We try to see what's new and upcoming, and that's where lab-grown diamonds came in, a number of years ago. I listened to people, I listened to all the negatives or the concerns, and I weighed both sides out, and I made it my decision to go ahead with them. And we've done very well, and we do very well with natural diamonds as well. There's a home for both of them in our marketplace.
Absolutely. And how would you describe your client base in terms of like the age? Is it all across the spectrum, or do you have a client kind of age range?
All across the spectrum.
Yeah.
We'll sell a $20 silver ring, or we'll sell, I know we sold a
3-carat diamond for
$100,000 diamond this year. So we want to cater to everyone. We can do everything. We have the assets to get whatever somebody wants, the knowledge. So we want to get the mass market.
And I always used to say, when the guy with the rubber boots come in, take care of him, because he's got money in his back pocket. And because they're fishermen or they're workers, the kids, we take care of the kids. And it's amazing over the years how many compliments we had that my child was in your store and you guys treated him properly. And that's really fulfilling to hear that. Yeah.
Of course. And so kind of based on that, like what have been some of the ways that I was going to ask you, attract clients into the stores and have them coming back? And your answer is, we treat everybody with integrity and respect. Doesn't matter what they're wearing, doesn't matter what they look like, treat people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we even have in our stores, I say the United Nations are working in our stores right now. We have people from all over the world working in our stores, which is
Right.
great.
Mhm.
And that's not all over the world, but we have
Good.
quite a few.
Yeah, quite a few.
What would you say is the average buy at the store level, if that's something that you can help us kind of understand?
See, when you do a lot of Swarovski and Pandora, that drives your average buy down. You know, it depends, you know, what if you look at it in general, it's probably just between $200 and $300. But you've got a lot of small batteries in there, you get a lot of Pandora in there, a lot of Swarovski in there that will drive your average price down. We sell across the board, price ranges, we're in the mid-market where most people here think we're the higher end. That's what we're perceived as in our marketplace. But when I go to bigger centers, I'm not the higher end, you know, but we are in Newfoundland.
And what would you say is the percentage between online versus in-person sales? And I know both AJ and you touched upon the fact that it still remains very much an in-person business, but would you say online sales are sort of getting up there or not quite?
I just quickly calculated that there actually before we started the interview it's around 4.5% right now for our business. It's for a full year post-COVID. So obviously during COVID when we were shut down and our stores were closed, it was 100%, but a full year right now compared to in stores about 4.5%.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing
with
that.
all the marketing we do, people are walking in with their phones and saying, "This is the ring I want to see." Like they are shopping online, but they're buying in the store.
Right, right. So it is your 30-year anniversary coming up, and you're celebrating a beautiful history and a beautiful future. Obviously, what do you see like the future in the next 30 years? What do they look like for you guys? Just
It's going to be an exciting 30 years. We're, like Dad mentioned, we're working on a new location. It's still kind of we're not saying too much about it right now until it's all said and done, but we're working on that. And,
so growth is the
and like
focus
Dad mentioned too, there's a lot of people, mom and pop locations now or small chains that are kind of getting towards their retirement age and they have no one in line for a succession plan, and there could be opportunities there to look at purchasing another location or another business. And we're always open to ideas. We're always got our eyes open and thinking.
I don't think I'm going to be around for 30 years, but I don't plan on going any place in a hurry. I'll put it that way. I'll be working side by side with AJ for a long time.
He'll be
absolutely.
He'll still be around in 30 years.
Of course you will be. And we're going to be around too. And we're going to hopefully have the chance to speak with you again. We're going to definitely be following your story and we're going to be around. So thank you guys so much for joining, CJ, and wishing you all the success in the future. And thank you for sharing some of your wisdom with us and wishing you an amazing and very, very happy 30-year anniversary.
Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for having us on. Great.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, speak soon.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.